Good afternoon to you, Matapelo and Tabo in studio, and good afternoon to our viewers at home. Yes, we are currently still at the Social Cohesion and Moral Regeneration Council launch, which is being held in Mayville. Now, we've seen all the official proceedings go on. We've heard a couple of speeches. We've had Acting Premier Zikalala speak as the keynote address. We also had MEC for Arts and Culture and Sports and Recreation, who is Zikalala. And we also had Ravi Pillay, who actually just gave us the context of the reason and the startup of this council. Right now, though, I do have Zikalala, who's actually just going to talk to us more on what Ravi spoke on, as well as the whole idea or the whole point of having this council. We do understand that currently in our society, we are facing high levels of femicide, we are facing high levels of crime, and we are also facing high levels of crime within the taxi industries as well. We heard MEC Zikalala just talking on the fact that moral regeneration should start in our homes rather than on the streets. So it's not a program really for people. It's not a program for specific people, but for South Africans as a whole. She did say that if there is no moral generation back at home, how can you then expect a child to know how to behave on the streets when they are not taught how to behave back at home? Right now, though, we have Mr. Zikalala. Mr. Zikalala, just talk to us about the context of this whole council. We heard you speak earlier about how there was a summit on moral regeneration held in KwaMashu. What were the outcomes and the resolutions of that summit, and were those resolutions what led to the current council?
Thanks. The attainment of the National Democratic Society partly depends on achieving the high level of social cohesion in the society, but also it needs high moral standing among the citizens. Now, we have to ensure that as the KwaZulu-Natal, faced by a number of challenges of social ills, we come together, work as a collective in ensuring that we uproot social ills and instill moral values and understanding that as the society we must coexist. We come from different backgrounds, we have different religious beliefs, we have different racial orientation, but we are united. So ours is unity in diversity. And that brings us strength, and we must build on that. So we launched this social cohesion and moral regeneration council after having consulted all sectors and even convened a summit that agreed that we must have a framework and a structure that will be in place to pursue this campaign. So from today, we will have this committee that will be meeting quarterly. It will have its own subcommittees, but it will also exist in district. It will be established in all districts and in wards. We are going to be, this committee at a provincial level will be co-chaired by the Premier and Bishop Robin Phillips.
Okay.
We're aiming to ensure that it does not exist as a committee, but it has programs that are structured and pursued along the format of subcommittees.
Okay. Yeah, we do understand that this council is going to comprise of 94 people, you said, and as you've just mentioned, it's going to have subcommittees. Now, these subcommittees, what are they going to concentrate on? We do know that social ills, for example, are maybe sometimes a product of lack of housing, lack of service delivery. What are these subcommittees going to concentrate on?
Some will focus on issues of crime and drug abuse. One will focus on issues of nation building, which deals with racial intolerance that we see now and again. Others will focus on issues of ensuring that there is a coordination of services to the community. And those are critical areas that we'll want to focus on. Of course, we are going to also work with various NGOs on issues that they are pursuing when it comes to issues of building human values, education, and build stability.
Okay, speculation is rife. Not even speculation, Mr. Zikalala. We do know that tensions, racial tensions between Indians and blacks in KwaZulu-Natal in particular are very, very high. We have a particular political leader who's tomorrow actually going to sit and speak on the land versus Indian intolerance in KwaZulu-Natal tomorrow. But we also had earlier on a mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Zandile Gumede, touch on that topic, saying that there is speculation within people in the municipality that tenders or jobs are awarded more to Indian people, which are a minority in comparison to black people.
Yes, that perception is real. There are tensions in other areas around the question of the relationship between Africans and Indians. But those are prominently when it comes to issues of access to the economy. And that's why we've put in place a framework for radical economic transformation to ensure that we transform the economy in favor of the people, especially those who were previously disadvantaged. So aggressive and radical economic transformation within a proper legal framework need to be advanced to address this issue. But I don't believe that we must only deal with Indians, because the people who own the economy in this country, in this province, and in this city of eThekwini are whites in particular. And therefore that is important. But also reversing racial tensions and racial division does not assist. For us, we need to move aggressively on the issue of radical economic transformation.
Thank you very much for your time there, Mr. Zikalala, acting Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, who is chairing this particular council, which is the Social Cohesion Council, Social Cohesion and Moral Regeneration Council. We heard him speak there, saying that indeed it is a true fact that it is a true perception rather, that there are mounting tensions between blacks and Indians, especially in eThekwini. But we did hear him make it clear there that it is not the Indians who in fact run the economy in the country, nor in the province, or even in eThekwini, but it is rather white people. And we heard him say there that they're going to have focused RET, radical economic transformation programs, that will seek to address this particular issue.